So during my break time from YouTube, I got to attend a seminar which was held by Witness Mdaka around property and business strategies. This was so exciting to me because I always wanted to meet Witness, learn and engage with him because he's someone who's doing well for himself, and I believe that he has accumulated a lot of information that a lot of us who are starting from scratch can use and just apply in our businesses or our property journey. So this was so exciting, and I posted one of the pictures from the event on the community tab on YouTube, and I got a comment from Hlengiwe Mnisi. Big shout out to Hlengiwe. And she said, please share some of the information that you have learned from the event. And I was like, I didn't think about that. So I had to go back to some of the notes that I made and just look some of the best insights he shared that anyone can use and apply in their business or in their property space. I hope you're excited. So without wasting any more time, let's go. Lesson number 1 was learning how to create a 20-year plan by writing down how old are you now and how old are you going to be in 20 years time. I love this process because it sort of forces you to think and prioritize all those goals, because now all of a sudden you realize, bruh, I don't have much time left. And also what I love about it is it helps you reflect where do you want to be in 20 years time. Also, where are you now and what are the things that you need to work on? It's not every day where we think about how old are we going to be in 20 years time, because we think as young people, I still have a lot of time to do all these things. But now when you add 20 years to your age, you'll be like, I don't really have much time left. So I might as well start smashing those goals. Lesson number 2 is if your plan is to go into property, you need to think of your own property strategy. He made an example of someone he knows, Lohlala Elimpopo, who only focus on small shopping centers. So he built these small shopping centers, rent them out, people sell their stuff, and month end utola income. As blessing Nkamga Msokwaba. And one of the property needs that I see here is a lot of people are looking for a place to stay. What strategy can I go for? Residential, right? I can build back rooms, then rent them out, then month end I'm getting something. But that can be different from someone Lohlala Eligazi, because maybe Eligazi, when people go there, they go there to start businesses. So what can you do? You can do the same thing, build small shopping centers that you can rent them out, then month end you get something. Lesson number 3 is based on 5 principles to building a successful business. So if one of your goal is to build a business, these are the 5 things you need to think about. Number 1, it's entry. Number 2, it's a need. Number 3, it's control. Number 4, it's scalability. And number 5, it's time. He made an example of some of the most successful businesses in South Africa. And I've noticed that these businesses thrived because of these 5 things. When you think of the entry on these businesses, it's very high. It's not easy, let alone competing. So when you think of starting a business, you want to think about what's unique about this business, how difficult it is. Sometimes it can be as simplest thing as people don't know a recipe of how to build a business layout. The second thing we need to think about that successful businesses have is a need. They are solving a problem. When you think of Takealot, what do you think about? Convenience, right? What is the problem our business is solving? We find that we have more chance of becoming successful. Number 3, it's control. If I'm going to start a business, I need to also think about how much control am I going to have. If I'm going to sell a product, where am I going to get the product layer? If I'm going to supply, what are the chances of layer supply changing or adding something with a product layer? Are my clients going to be happy if layer product changes over time? During COVID 2021, we were selling more fire, which was doing well because business name a customer and it was easy to sell that thing. But we had to shut down because the supply that we had at the time disappeared on us. So that's one thing you want to avoid. You don't want to be in a position where the supply isolates my product, or maybe they change something on the product and customers are not happy. So you want to try and have as much control as possible. Number, scalability. When we start a business, we need to think about how are we going to grow over time? Which systems are we going to need to put in place to ensure a growth? Who do we need to make sure that the business layer over time is cooler, right? If your business is not scalable, we have a problem. And lastly, it's time. Guys, we cannot keep on working. Over time, we need to lay back, leave some part of the business to other people so that we are able to focus on other things, right? Good businesses over time can run without the owners being present, right? The goal of starting a business is to make profit so that that profit is able to buy you back time so that you are able to focus on other things, right? Lesson number 4 is based on how to avoid paying tax legally through a refinancing strategy. Okay, this was so mind-blowing to me because I never thought you could avoid paying tax. The idea here is, let's say you have a bond and you've paid like 30k. You can go to a bank and say, I want to borrow 30k based on the equity that I have on my house. Ne? So a bank could borrow you imali based on 2 criteria. So you can borrow imali a bank based on the equity or how much the house has increased in value. I don't know if you can do both. And the crazy part is that money that you have borrowed from the bank is tax-free.